You have arrived at the K.O.E. Nation. Welcome, one and all, to the K.O.E. Nation for a very long time coming video, folks. You know what you're here for. You saw it in the thumbnail. You saw it in the title. You know it's happening, folks. I am your King of Extreme, Phil, K.O.E., the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes it a podcast cower. You can, of course, find me at K.O.E. Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter. And I am joined this evening by my indomitable broadcast partner, the one, the only,
the 15-time Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, non-chill filtered, quadruple distilled, Tony fucking G. Like, share, subscribe, and here we are for one of my favorite things, since I am the blend master of ceremonies, a joining of whiskeys, the likes of which have never been seen before.
at least here.
Here at
Yeah,
the
this was a big trend for a while. The poor man's PAPPY. And the way it works is it's either how you want to look at it. Some people say 60%, 40%. Some people say 3 parts, 2 parts. Now, I get having that kind of proportion if you're going to, like, make a big old batch of it. Like,
Sure.
But for our purposes, I think 60-40 is a pretty fair way of putting it. 40% 12-year, 60% 107. So, let me pop the cork there. Impressive.
Yeah.
I feel like an alchemist. Okay, like we're gonna pour. That'll be the 40%.
Okay.
There you are, T. I'll let you make your own pour there.
Using this one.
Yep. Let's use the big one.
Okay.
This is science, folks. This is exactly how science works. I mean, almost to the exact mundaness.
All right.
Yep, looks about right. Using the very scientific measure of looks about right.
Well, should we pour it in a little one so we can compare the size fluctuations?
I think just give it another 60% on top, and I think we're good.
60%, you say? You got it, Phil.
Okay, fine. If you want to do it
I'm
on
just
your
saying,
scientifical nonsense.
Yeah, because then we'll actually be able to look at it. Like, oh, that's less.
Just, you know,
So,
a little more. This is snort more. Again, scientific measurements.
Yep, that's better.
That's even.
A
Steven.
little more. So 60% Weller 107, 40% Weller 12-year.
Yes. It's one more little snort. Okay, that's plenty.
Chemistry.
That's good. Yes. Finally, all those chemistry lessons.
All right, now. Shall we pour the small into the large or the large into the small? This is decisions. I know. Okay. Simultaneous.
The blend has been created. Now I'm just gonna spend a little time mixing it up here. Oh, marvelous. So, Tony, I'm a big fan of both of these whiskeys.
As
Weller
am
107. I actually like 12-year a little more. I know it's kind of a strange thing to say, but despite it not having as much proof, very flavorful stuff.
I'd have to go back and see how I rated both, but I know I gave them both very high marks, but I believe I gave the 12 a little higher. At least in a couple areas.
Here's the thing. I don't think this really smells like PAPPY. Because it's far more delightful than PAPPY 10-year.
Yeah, it's got a...
Like, the 12-year lends it a little extra oak, but...
Obviously, the 107 is 107 proof. Now, the Weller 12 is a 90 proof. So, yeah, it's not going to be the same 107 proof that Pappy Tenure is.
But
so the math doesn't math here, folks.
The math doesn't math.
I get it's very heavy wheat. I don't get a lot of wheat on the old RIP 10.
Get the weakest red apple.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a wheated Red Delicious. Yeah, it smells delightful.
Well, Tony, we've kind of denied ourselves on that.
Indeed.
Slangeva. Okay, on the palate, I can see where people think it's close.
Oh. Oh. Oh, goodness me.
The beginning on your palate is close to like Van Winkle 10, but the rest of the palate experience is much more rich.
Really heavy brown sugar finish there. Wow. Heavy orchard apple fruit on the beginning. Maybe even a little pear, but brown sugar finish.
I'll give you the brown sugar finish, but for me, the beginning it starts very oaky in a way that is reminiscent of Van Winkle 10.
Oh, yeah.
I can see why people kind of came to the conclusion that the blend of these two is close to it, because if you don't have the money to get a bottle, this gets you pretty close.
That's lovely. I'm liking that a lot, as I had a feeling I might.
Yeah?
Wow.
Yeah, that's a problem. And the more, like, let it really rinse over your mouth.
Oh, I did.
And the oak really kicks up.
Yeah, I did. The oak's right there in the front. This is my first drink of the night, so...
Yeah, it's my first drink of the night, too, and it's...
There's almost a citrus berry that I'm catching.
Those chocolate-covered cherries.
Yeah, something like that.
That's somewhere, like...
Oh, but that's a really nice oak flavor, though. It's a smoky oak almost, but not like a mesquite, but like actual smoke. In a nice way.
Scotch lovers would really appreciate this.
Yeah, if they like actual smoke and not liquid arson peat.
True. But this is
lovely.
Well, Tony, we get to a very interesting part here.
Yes.
And that is the grading.
Grading the blend of the poor man's PAPPY.
So, Tony, you've made a lot of blends.
I have.
In your time. You've graded a lot of them from F to A+.
Indeed.
And it's been quite a journey to get here to poor man's PAPPY. Tony, from F-, meaning don't ever attempt this, to A+, meaning you have to try this blend before you shuffle off this mortal coil. What do you give this as a grade for poor man's PAPPY?
My answer is twofold. If you have had old Rip Van Winkle 107 tenure, this is a blend you absolutely must try. If you have not yet had it, maybe wait until you have, so that way you can compare. But as a blend on the scale, I am going to give this an A-. A-. I hate to agree. I was like, this is an A+. Not quite, no.
Like, we've had, like, the Irish whiskey.
If I got
some A+ blends.
Yeah, if I played around a little bit with all the Weller line and mixed and matched, oh boy, we could get to an A++ blend. Just dabbing a little of the full proof here, CYPB here, 12 year there. Oh yeah, we could get to an A++. But this, as its merits sit, the infamous blend itself, A-.
I'm giving it to you, T. A- for poor man's PAPPY the whole way through. It's definitely, if you have the ingredients, you kind of have to try it.
Yeah, it's
you kind of have to try it. But now, Tony, we came, we saw, we conquered Poor Man's Pappy. But
Yes.
a little preview for next week.
Oh,
A challenger may have arisen.
another blend? No, the OG!
Oh, so stay tuned next week, folks, for the matchup. It's coming. So, folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us for this review of Poor Man's Pappy Blend. T. Been a long time coming. God bless every last one of you. I hope all of you make it back here to the K.O.E Nation happy, healthy, much the wiser. Tony, take it away.
The blend master abides, approves, and enjoys. We will catch you next time for the heads up matchup. Poor Man's Pappy versus the Pappy. Weller versus Weller with other Weller and Buffalo Trace. Just come back. We'll see you there.
It'll be awesome.
Yeah.